My two favorite words on any menu, surf and turf. Today we're making the ultimate Bahamian surf and turf with a plantain stuffed lobster tail and jerk coconut tenderloin. I'm in the kitchen with the Bahama Barbie King. Welcome back to Chef It Up, everyone. I'm your host, Cynthia Smith, and as you can see, we're about to go all in today. I'm in the kitchen with Kevan Miller, also known as the Bahama Barbie King. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, definitely. Thank you for having me.
So we're making the ultimate Bahamian surf and turf today.
That's correct.
Tell us exactly what a surf and turf is.
Basically, a surf and turf is a combination of any type of beef and seafood. So today I chose to take the tenderloin, and we're gonna season it with my special blend. And we're gonna have it coated with a jerk coconut sauce, and we're gonna have a plantain stuffed lobster tail sitting right off it, and that's gonna be our specialty for today.
Alrighty, so let's get to cooking then. Where do we start?
Alright, but first we're gonna season our tenderloin. Well, what you wanna do when you have a tenderloin the size, you wanna clean off some of that fat first. So you just wanna trim just a little bit of that off so you don't have too much of the sinew and fat onto it.
And tell me what's special about this cut of the beef.
Well, the tenderloin, this is one of the most expensive cuts of meat you can find, and it's the best. Personally, this is the best cut of meat. It's very tender, it has no bone, of course, and once you slice into it at the right temperature, it almost melts like butter in your mouth.
All right, so what are we doing with this tenderloin?
So we're going to start seasoning this first.
Okay.
Can you pass the seasoning mix right by the tail for me, please?
All right, and what's in the seasoning mix? So there's something special?
It's a basic one I did. Basically, the black pepper, paprika, garlic powder, fresh thyme, and onion powder. Just a touch of salt. You don't want to put too much salt.
Yeah.
And what you want to do, you want to sprinkle the tenderloin all around. Catch all the sides.
Awesome. This is a thick cut of meat.
Yeah, trust me, this is going to be very, very juicy.
So how do you get something like this because I like my meat medium, cooked well enough, but not too overdone, but then still, what's the secret there?
Well, it's all about cooking time. You don't want to put it in and have it cooking for like an hour. You want to continuously check it.
Okay.
Usually as chefs, we check it to the touch. You want it to have like a slight bounce.
Okay.
So you can know that, okay, it's still medium to the medium rare. But if you feel it like it's very tough, almost like muscle, you had it cooking a little bit too long.
Yeah, what do we do next?
Okay, so basically what we're going to do, we're going to start heating up this pan.
Okay, let's get the stove going. Let me help you with that. This stove reacts to a woman's touch. I don't know why. So that's good enough?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, all right.
And before we could heat this
one as well? Perfect.
Okay, and while that is heating up, I'm gonna season the lobster tail in the meantime.
Okay.
So what you wanna do when you prep the lobster for this, you wanna first inject it right to the tail, and then gradually bring your knife down, and then you open up the shell.
Oh, that looks good.
So basically what you're gonna do, we're gonna separate it from the shell. Not all the way to pull it out, we just wanna lift it up, so we'll be able to season underneath.
And we're using the same seasoning that we use to season our tenderloin
this seasoning is a nice seasoning that you could put on pretty much everything. Your vegetables, your meat, your seafood.
Okay.
And then you want to lift this and then season the top.
Is this what they say when they call butterflying something?
Yeah, butterflying and lobster tail.
Okay.
That's right.
Awesome, so we're just seasoning down our lobster tail with that mix of, you said, some seasoned salt, black pepper, a little bit of salt. What else did we use?
Yeah, we also have some paprika. And some fresh thyme in it also.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so
that looks pretty.
Okay, so now that our pot is hot, we're going to sear our tenderloin so we can get that in the oven, because that's going to take about 15 minutes or so.
Okay. And what's the process of, or what the importance, I should ask, of first searing and then putting it in the oven?
Well, what you're doing when you're searing it, you're actually locking in the juices.
Okay.
Because compared to just putting it in the oven, so you're gonna lock in the juices by giving it a crust on each side and around the edges. And then when you put it in the oven, it's gonna cook at 350 degrees.
Okay.
And then all the flavor and the juices are going to be locked in, so when you cut it, you'll have all that nice goodness running out of that.
Sounds good. All right, so we're just searing down this chunky piece of tenderloin here. Like you said, it locks in the flavors, locks in all of the juices. Just making sure that we get that good crust on either side. And also on the perimeter of it, as you can see, is going around, just locking in all those flavors. And then we're going to toss it in the oven, right? How long do we leave it in the oven for?
Well, since this is a good size, we want to have it in for at least 20 minutes.
Okay.
Make sure we get it up to temperature.
All right, perfect. Okay. Getting a good sear there going on. And of course, as you can see over here, we just seasoned down our lobster tail for our plantain stuffed lobster tail. I am very excited to taste that. Okay, I've never had plantain stuffed lobster tail before.
Yeah, it's really different, but it's becoming a really popular item and a favorite at the Bahama Barbecue. So I wanted to introduce it to TV so everybody can really see the process, how it's made.
So you bring out all your good stuff for me today.
Yeah, some of them. All right, now we can put this in the oven.
How do we know when this is done?
Once you get a nice crust, nice brown on it, all around.
All right,
then
perfect.
We can put it in the oven.
All right, guys. And again, just to remind you, we're making the ultimates, right? The ultimate Bahamian surf and turf with plantain stuffed lobster tail and a jerk coconut tenderloin that we just seared down there. The Barbie King now is putting that in the oven. So where do we go next?
Okay, next we're going to do the stuffing for the lobster.
Okay.
So we can start getting the lobster in the oven. So what you're going to do, we have some homemade garlic butter.
Okay.
What you can do it. You can take like a teaspoon of that.
My hand, I tell everybody, my hand heavy. Tell me when to stop. This enough?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
All right, so you want to take that off for me?
There you go.
Some homemade garlic butter. Okay, just a little more. Okay. Oh, that smells so good.
And then we have a mixture here of diced onions and garlic.
Okay, more garlic. I love it. That smells really good.
So let that cook down for just a few seconds.
Sweat down,
and
right?
You can already smell the aromas from the fresh cilantro.
Garlic overload, and I love it.
Onions, the garlic mix, yes.
Yes, that smells really good.
And in this bowl here, we have some fresh garden tomatoes and also some fresh thyme.
Okay.
So we're gonna add this to the pot also.
Yes, guys, we're putting our stuffing together, right? Prepping for our stuffing for our plantain stuffed lobster tail. And in this pan, some garlic butter, some diced garlic, and some, what else? We have some onions, some tomatoes, and some thyme.
Fresh thyme.
Fresh thyme. All right.
All right, so let that simmer down a little bit. Don't be afraid to season this also. So you could add your seasoning to that now. So as it cooks, it starts to absorb the flavor blend of the seasoning.
All right, guys. So again, we're making the ultimate Bahamian surf and turf. We're just prepping our stuffing for our plantain stuffed lobster tail. This is Chef It Up, you guys, and here it smells so good. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to Chef It Up. The ultimate Bahamian surf and turf is just about almost done. We have our tenderloin in the oven, and now we're prepping our
plantain stuffing.
Yes, our plantain stuffing for our plantain stuffed lobster tail. So in this pot, we just sweat down some herbs, and now we're gonna throw in our plantain, right?
Yeah, we're throwing the fresh plantain.
All right.
And give us a nice toss.
Now, should our plantains be really ripe, or could we use more green, or what do you think?
It's best to use it ripe.
Okay.
At least medium ripe. If it's green, it's not going to have as much of the sweetness with the flavor. So you want to get it ripe but firm, not the soft plantain.
And plantain is such an amazing dish.
Yes,
we usually only use it on Sundays, you know, fried as a side, but you know, you can use it, as you can see now, for so many other reasons. You need something?
Yeah, just butter, a little bit of butter.
Okay, a little bit more of our homemade, that's good, homemade garlic butter.
Just a little pinch more.
Okay. All right.
Okay, now while it's cooking now, we're going to add our breadcrumbs. Now this is fresh. This is a fresh loaf of bread. And I just diced it up in some cubes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna add it to the plantain mix.
Awesome. This is so innovative. I've never seen something like this done before.
Yeah, we at Bahama Barbecue, we always try to think out of the box. We try to think of what can we do next that you can't go to Awaki or downtown over the bridge to find. You know, we try to keep it, and then we try to add different menu items every week. We try to incorporate at least 1 to 2 new items and keep it rotating. Look for what are the favorite that everybody may be looking for and they can't find, and try to bring it to reality.
Definitely. So okay, guys, this is here. This is the stuffing.
Yes, ma'am.
Our plantain stuffing, you guys.
So basically, what you want to do, you want to peel this back.
Yes, and this is the lobster that's going to be going in.
Yes. So you want to take that stuffing.
Oh, look at that.
And put it right in the shell.
And this stuffing was so easy to make.
Yeah, it's very simple.
So easy to make.
Stuff it. But you don't want to cook the stuffing too long on the stove, because keep in mind you have to put this in the oven.
Yes.
And what's going to happen when we put our lobster meat on top of this, the juices from the lobster is going to mix with the
oh, that
stuffing.
can taste good. The sweet from that plantain.
Yeah, exactly.
That nice stocky taste from the lobster.
And then you just want to rest this down.
Now that's a stuffed lobster. Wow.
There you go.
Look at that. Awesome. A little bit more of that seasoning there.
And then about 15 minutes in the oven, and this will be ready.
Okay. And so our tenderloin is in there as well. So you're going to leave that in there for about...
like around 15 minutes.
Okay, 15, 20 minutes or so. And of course, we just put in our plantain stuffed lobster tail. And what do we do now?
Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make the sauce.
Okay.
I'm trying to do the sauce for the jerk coconut sauce.
Ah, yes, our jerk coconut.
Some coconut flakes right over there.
So we got some coconut flakes.
And you want to add it right to the pot.
Okay. Coconut really enhances a lot of dishes, boy.
Yes, definitely. But when you toast, the reason why I toast the coconut this time.
Is that enough, or should you need more?
Just a little bit more, just a touch more. Yeah, like when you toast the coconut, you actually change the flavor. You change the flavor of the coconut a little bit more, and you will actually enhance it some more.
Okay.
And for those who like the crunch factor, it becomes more crispy also. So and this happens really quickly. As you see, it's ready, starting to get it brown, but you don't want it to get black, so you want to keep watching it.
Just keep flipping. Oh, that smells so good. I see what you say about toasting it. Even the scent is even more amplified. So, wow. All right, so we're making our very own coconut jerk sauce for our jerk. I keep saying coconut jerk. It's jerk coconut sauce for our tenderloin.
So that's basically what you're looking for.
All right, just toasting down the coconut.
We're gonna add some coconut rum to this.
Ah, okay. I see.
Okay, step back and then flambe it.
Ooh, a little bit of coconut rum, and now for some fire. Whoa.
So what you're gonna do, you're gonna let the alcohol burn off first.
What was that? Why did you need to do that? The flambe.
So what you want to ignite it, like the alcohol, so the alcohol could burn off. Because you're not gonna actually get drunk off the sauce. You want to burn that alcohol off and really get the flavor of the actual liquor itself.
Okay, awesome.
And
so a little bit of toasted coconut, some coconut rum. You flambéed it just a little bit, and now is this your special sauce?
Yeah, this is our drink sauce. It's our drink barbecue.
Oh man. Okay, I don't know which direction my nose is trying to go in. I'm here, then I'm smelling these sweet plantains over here, then I can smell that tenderloin just being cooked inside the oven in here. Okay, this is gonna be a good meal. And so our already ridiculous menu is not complete because we also have, what do we have here? What are we making?
Okay, we're doing an orange glaze, cinnamon orange glaze for our carrots. So basically, we took some of garlic butter again, and we added sugar, and squeeze some fresh orange. Okay. You squeeze it and we let it boil up. As you can see, it's starting to become more of a syrup. And you just want to add like maybe an eighth of a teaspoon of the cinnamon. To enhance that flavor a little bit more.
Okay. I love your combination of flavors and scents and herbs.
I like when you eat my food, like you're confused. You're trying to figure out, oh, what is this I'm tasting? Is this garlic? Is this cinnamon? Is it grapefruit, you know?
Yeah.
So you can't really pinpoint exactly one flavor in the dish.
And that cinnamon just made it smell like every day of Christmas just now. That smells so good.
So basically you're gonna toss these.
All right. So you can amplify your carrots, guys, with a glaze like this. That smells really good, and all it is, like you said, was just a little bit of that garlic butter,
sugar,
some
freshly
sugar,
squeezed orange juice, and cinnamon.
And
let it boil until it starts to reduce and take on a syrup consistency.
Awesome.
Once it gets up, you just have your carrots sitting inside it, let it simmer. So by the time you're ready to take your meats out, and the carrots will be perfectly ready to put on the plate.
Awesome. And we're also making some cassava chips.
Yes, our fryer is now hot.
Trying to make me fat today.
You can indulge once a week, man. Just once a week. So now our fryer is up, we're going to put our cassava chip in the oil.
All right. And he just sliced.
Yeah, you want them sliced very thin. It's best to use a mandolin.
Yes, the mandolin is that instrument that chefs use to get things evenly cut, really real
basically
thin.
This is what you want to use. You want to put, because if you cut it on a knife, it's not going to come with ease. And so you want to set your level of thinness or thickness, and basically you slice it straight down.
All right.
And you get the perfect chips.
And our cassava chips are popping already. Why did you decide to make cassava chips today?
Like I said, I like the thing out of the box. You know, a lot of people do plantain chips, but
Whoa.
Sorry, watch out. Not many people do the cassava chips, and the cassava is really healthy, and I'm realizing more and more as I introduce it to my menu, it's really a popular item. So I wanted to try something different, and also to give my plate a little more height for the presentation.
Okay. All right.
Take this one out.
All right, so our cassava chip, one of them is done. Awesome.
We're gonna. We can put that.
Want me to turn this off?
Yes. You can.
Okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
garnish this with a little bit of parsley.
Oh, look at that.
You want to catch it with the parsley while the oil is still to it, so as it dries, it'll stick to it.
Ah. This is Chef It Up. I'm super excited to dig into this dish. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Chef It Up, everyone. Bahama Bobby King, where's my food?
All right, well, that's a good question. We're going to get to that right now. So we're going to do the last preparation for our meats.
Okay, and of course we're making a jerk coconut tenderloin with a plantain stuffed lobster tail that looks so good.
Okay, so what I did, I added a little seafood stock and some of the garlic butter. So we're going to take the juice and we're going to base it over the lobster.
Awesome. Oh, this looks so good.
Make sure all the juices stay
and
inside it.
don't forget, you guys, we have a plantain stuffing sitting
right
underneath all of that meat. So this is going to be really good. This garlic butter that he's now topping it off with.
Put that garlic butter right to the center, so
my mouth is watering.
Okay, we can
and
put
how's
this back in.
how's our tenderloin looking?
Tenderloin is looking excellent, by the way. So only thing is left for us to do now with our tenderloin. Got to take the jerk coconut glaze.
Yes, and of course this was the coconut that we toasted a little earlier, and then we added that his special jerk sauce.
Yes, and the coconut rum.
And the coconut rum.
Let that cook down and caramelize. So you basically want to cover the top. Put that on.
That looks really good. And the meat, I see what you say about it having a little bit of bounce to make sure that it doesn't.
That's what you really want to look for. If you see it's too bouncy, then it's too rare, too raw. But if it doesn't have any bounce at all, then as we like to call it, the Bahamian well done.
No, them dark brown meat, too much cook. So okay, we're just putting back our meats.
So we're gonna let those run for like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, while that's running, we're gonna do our cracked onion rings.
Yes, and of course over here we have our glazed carrots and our cassava chips, and the last component of this dish are cracked onion rings. So let me see how you do this.
Yeah, so the reason why I call it cracked onion rings, it's pretty much similar to cracked conch. You have your egg batter and you have your flour. So instead of using conch, you just use the onions. So if you could pass the seasoning blend for me right there, please.
All right.
And you want to give just a light seasoning to the flour so the crunch could have a nice taste at the end of it.
And again, this is just flour with some of our seasoning mix, and we just beat our 2 eggs together. Some onions, that we just sliced.
Dip those in
and as you can see, we slice them, not dice them, so you can get that roundness. All right. Dip them in a little bit of the egg, and then you put them into the seasoned flour. Mix that all up. I never liked onion rings.
You're gonna try and like it today. It's just a different style of
that's not my favorite thing to eat, but I'm gonna eat them today because they're from the Bahama Bobby King.
Just shake off the excess flour.
And
you drop them straight in there.
Drop them in, and that's how you get cracked onion rings, guys.
See, it's ready. The crust is ready, starting to clump up a little bit. Almost like how the cracked conch is.
I see why you call it that now.
And you want to do these nice and golden brown. Get a good bite, a good crunch.
Awesome.
There you go. As you can see, this one is already starting to turn like golden brown. So once you see,
I like that they're thin. Some people make their onion rings so thick, and it's just like
yeah, it's hard to enjoy it when it's like that because it's like eating as a big chunk of onion.
Exactly.
But the thinness it's more like eating like an onion chip.
Yes. And they look really good.
Of that crunch,
I can get into this. So it's time now to put together a plate, maybe?
Yes, indeed. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna put our tenderloin on first.
Oh, that looks really good.
And you're gonna set it right in the center of the plate.
And you said this is your favorite part of
Definitely.
cooking.
This is the true art of cooking, the presentation.
Plating, hey.
The presentation. You know, everybody
After all that work you do to cook, and now you have to be stressed about how it looks on the plate, right? But of course we eat with our eyes.
Yes,
and
definitely.
so you can't take that for granted. But this looks good so far. Awesome. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Take our lobster tail.
Ooh, yes, I'm excited to try that.
You want to lean it right off from an angle onto the tenderloin. Shake off that excess juice.
And what's the trick to plating? Is it like proportions? Is it colors? Are you matching up textures? Or what's the trick?
Well, really, we want to have a well-balanced plate in terms of color, the way you proportion the food. You want to have a crunch factor as your garnish. That's why you have the 2 edible crunch factor. And basically, you want to have it looking as appealing as possible.
Okay.
All right, this is a little bit of Boursin cheese. We're going to just put a little bit of this on top of the tenderloin.
Oh, wow.
That is garlic flavored cheese. We're going to now torch that.
You love this torch.
Yeah, man. We're going to melt it down just a little bit.
Wow.
Okay. And then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get our cracked onion rings. And we're going to rest it right on that.
Oh my God. This looks good. I don't even know where to start.
That's the point.
I don't know where to start. I don't know where to end.
Okay, and then probably one more little one right to the top. And last but not least, we're going to take our our cassava chip. And we're going to rest it right, sliding off of that. There
Look
we
at
go.
that. Our carrots.
Oh yes, how did we forget the carrots?
Don't
Yes.
forget the carrots.
How did we forget the carrots? Thanks for reminding me. Okay.
Awesome.
And what I'm going to do, I'm going to create like a fan effect. Lay them right down.
They teach this part in culinary school?
To be honest, some things can be taught. I mean, they teach it, but it's up to you how far you want to take your creativity. Like some people, they just take what they learn and forever and ever, amen. But for me, I always believe in enhancing the craft and finding new ways of presentation, new ways to be creative, and just get people excited about eating. Eating, when you go to dining, I feel as if it's supposed to be an entire experience. From start to finish, from the time the plate comes in front of you, it's supposed to be a whole wow factor experience.
Well, this is wow factor. So if you want to just turn this around here.
So what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit of this glaze from the carrots and just give it a little, drizzle. Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Awesome.
Then you want to give it just a nice streak.
And this is what you call the ultimate.
The ultimate surf and turf.
Ultimate Bahamian surf and turf. Our plantain stuffed lobster. Our plantain stuffed lobster, our jerk coconut tenderloin. Of course, you can see this cassava chip here. We have our glazed carrots, and back here on top of the tenderloin, we have our cracked onion rings. I'm ready to eat.
There we go.
Awesome, guys. Awesome.
So, and this is our final product. This will be the front of the plate facing the camera. That'll be the final product of our ultimate Barbie King surf and turf plate. So now we at the moment of truth.
Yes, sir.
Now, are you ready to sample
Oh,
this
yeah,
plate?
I've been ready. Right here. All right,
Are
just
you
to
ready?
remind you guys, we have our... This is the ultimate Bahamian surf and turf, the plantain stuffed lobster tail with our jerk coconut tenderloin, topped with some cracked onion rings, our glazed carrots, and that
The cassava chip.
cassava chip. Let me just start back here with this meat that is, like you say, very buttery. This
Yes.
cuts so easily, not overcooked
No.
at all. Oh my goodness, that is so good.
Like it?
That coconut jerk sauce on there, absolutely amazing.
Appreciate
It's time
it.
now to go to this
Oh yeah,
lobster
that's
tail.
the main attraction.
And as you guys know, underneath here we have a plantain stuffing that we
stuffing.
made. So what flavor should I expect?
Well, it's really the real question is what combination of flavors should
Yes.
you expect? So you're gonna get a brace of seafood, garlic, butter, plantain, the kick of thyme.
Jeez.
So you're gonna have like a
As you can see here, that lobster on top of here and some plantain from our stuffing in there. That is really good. Barbie King, tell them where they can find you.
You can find us on Instagram. You can just look for the logo, Bahama Barbie King. Also on Facebook, Bahama Barbie King. And you could email me at Chef Miller, CHEF Miller @hotmail.com. And our telephone contacts 328-1464 if you'd like to call or place in an order. Or you can WhatsApp us at 359-0507.
Guys, this has been Chef It Up. Thank you so much for watching. This is definitely the ultimate Bahamian surf and turf. Way to go.
Glad you enjoyed it, man.